chaos energy is in the air, and I'm kind of excited about it. Chaos magic is going to be so important in the next couple of weeks, and here is how you can utilize it for you. Now, anytime I'm here talking to you about astrology or energy, my intention is never to scare you and say, big bad full moon, this thing retrograde. I'm very much here helping you understand how it is that you can alchemize energy, transmute energy, nurture the energy, or utilize this energy towards a vision that you're creating in your life. Now, chaos magic is actually pretty big whenever seasons are transitioning. So, spring to summer, summer to fall, fall to winter, winter to spring. There's all of this transitional energy that can actually feel really chaotic. So, maybe you've already tapped into that, but the seasons are changing, emotions are changing, the daylight is different. There's all of these things that are kind of up in the air that's going to add to this chaos magic. Now, chaos, I'm going to refine and define it for you because chaos sometimes we think is like everything's burning, nothing's going right. There's kind of this like neurotic energy, but chaos is also very mischievous. It's also playful. And when you know how to transmute chaos into magic, that's where you yield the most amount of autonomy in your life. And this is where you have agency over the things that you're doing and creating in your life as well. Okay. So, whenever seasons are changing like this, especially we're about to approach this full moon that is very much in this like chaotic vibe, I'm asking you to think about what are some of the decisions that you need to make in your life that feel like is going to cause chaos, but you need to make those decisions. You need to make those choices. You need to have those conversations. And that's chaotic, because all of a sudden you have to like pull up your big girl panties and have conversations that feel confronting, or it's kind of breaking the status quo, or it's doing something that you've always wanted to do, but you didn't really feel like you had the motivation or the bravery or the courage to do. All of a sudden you're just like, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden there's kind of this like bad bitch energy that says like, I'm just gonna have to do it. And even if it's gonna break something, and that might be a relationship, that might be a friendship, that might be, a system of thought. It might be blah, 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 blah. There might be so many different things that are up for breaking. But you have to be in this energy to say, I actually have to break things in order to rebuild them. Or I have to shift and change the alignment of where it is that I'm going in order to be super aligned with the things that I want to create and the places where I want to be, the communities that I want to do. Now, if me and you are in each other's stratosphere or you're in my orbit in any kind of way, whether you listen to the podcast or you're on social media or you've come to masterminds, mentorships, and whatever else that I'm hosting, if we're in each other's orbit, it basically means that you understand that your healing work that you've done so far is not outside of cultural context. So things that are happening in the world, things that are happening in society, things that are happening in culture, things that are happening policy wise, things that are happening social justice wise, things that are happening electorally, those things all impact the way that you're experiencing life with other people. And that can feel very chaotic at times because, sometimes you don't agree with somebody or different people have different thoughts and patterns and morals or the ways of being and thinking. There's always going to be a variances of people's opinions and experiences and life. But this chaos magic basically means you making big decisions about what it is that you're aligned to and what it is that you're not. Okay. And that's going to piss off some people. That's going to piss you off and make you scared too. Because sometimes, making these big decisions to say, like, I believe this, or I don't believe this, or I want to do this, or I don't want to do this, that shit is chaotic. You know what I mean? It's not just like being passive and like holding hands and like hoping, things just go by. That's called bypassing. When you're just hoping things are going to go by, that's bypassing. But this chaos magic is really allowing you to, one, get real with yourself, with the places and things that you're aligned to, and two, actually make decisions that feel challenging for you to make. Okay. And part of this chaos magic requires you to be present with yourself right now. Okay. So, all the inner work that you've done, all the self development, self love, self mastery, the healing, the breath work, the cold plunges, like you've done so much to get to this present moment. And even if there's things that you're working on, things that you want to, evolve upon or, work on in the future, even if those things are true, there's a part of you that has to meet yourself in this present moment. So, part of being chaotic in the best way possible is actually giving a shit about yourself. Okay. Long story short, it's like bother giving a shit about yourself so that you have enough self-love and respect to do the things that you want to do. And part of your journey of self-love, self-mastery, self-development, personal work, all the breath work and the sound healing and the cold plunges and all the different things that you've done in order to get here in this present moment, you have to bother liking yourself right now enough in order to make decisions that are good for you. And this is not just like, oh, learning to take care of yourself better. Like, okay, like work on personal hygiene, work on cleaning your home, yeah, those things are true, but taking care of yourself better in a mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, socially, romantically, the list goes on and on. It's not just one domain, it's across many different categories. So that sometimes feels like a chaotic decision because sometimes it means that you have to let go of things that don't really serve you in this present moment, this version of you. And in this moment, you're a completely different version that you were 3 months ago, or 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You're not the same, but there's certain things that are in your stratosphere that don't necessarily match this present version of you. And that's a hard thing to kind of accept. That's a hard thing to, come face to face to, because maybe you're in a relationship with a person whose potential you're in love with, but you know that this is not necessarily the right interaction for you in the future, or they're in love with your potential, but you're not really there with them. So it doesn't mean like leave them, break up, da da da, but you have to get real with yourself. And that realness is a little chaotic, because then you have to say, like, oh, actually, me, I'm over here and you're over here, or vice versa. There's like this, difference in where somebody is and where you think that they could be. That's falling in love with somebody's potential. And perhaps somebody's in love with your potential where you're just not where they need you to be or want you to be. And there's kind of this like dissonant energy to that. Falling in love with yourself in this present moment is actually really chaotic. It's chaotic to people who want the previous version of you. It's chaotic to people who want you to just stay the same. It's chaotic to circumstances and things and systems that don't like necessarily receive you in this form, in this format of you, in this chapter of you. And that might be a little bit confronting, that says, why are you participating in the things that you don't believe in? Why are you creating community with people who are against you? Why are you in places that don't necessarily allow you to thrive in the way that you want to thrive? There's all of these questions that are going to rise to the surface. Now, the magic part, because that's the chaos, right? But the magic part is when you bother to give so much of a shit about yourself that it's so easy to make decisions that are in alignment to you. So the things that you're doing, the things that you're creating, the words that come out of your mouth, the people that you entertain, the relationships that you are in, it's from a very, very solid space of I care about myself enough to make these decisions. Okay. And these decisions will never be perfect because we're not going for perfectionism here. We're saying that there's a part of you that wants to be seen exactly as who it is that you are right now. And if you're always trying to be something else, or if you're always trying to pretend that you care about this when you don't, or you don't care about this when you do, when you're always putting on this facade, there's a dissonance in self-love. There's a dissonance in accepting yourself in this moment. So in this chaos magic energy, the way that you alchemize it is actually really just what I already said. Give a shit enough about yourself to make a decision for you, even if it feels chaotic. So sometimes it's about following your wildest dreams. That seems chaotic to your parents' dreams for you, or your society's dreams for you, or the projections that you have from culture, or whatever, story or narrative that you've taken on. Giving a shit about yourself to follow something that feels delusional, chaos, but magic, right? And then there's other things that's like maybe you need to leave that friendship or that relationship or that business partnership or that collaboration. Like there's something that is not formulated in the proper alignment in this moment in time. And that's going to feel chaotic because, oh my gosh, am I losing an opportunity? Am I, not giving enough of a chance to this person? Am I not doing enough? Are they not doing enough? Da 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 da. You're going to start to bring that self-doubt. You're going to bring that self-sabotage energy to the surface. You're going to create all these narratives. But if you got real with yourself, which is very chaotic, if you got real with yourself, you're going to find that love within to be able to make the difficult decisions that you need to make. Magic, right? So there's all of these different case scenarios that I can see you applying chaos magic in, but it doesn't mean go ahead and be destructive. just for no reason, just to like see things destroy and burn and hurt people's feelings. You're not doing that. You're not like basic like that. You know what I mean? Like you're in alignment to your own self so that you're making decisions that are from a place of love. It's from a place of compassion. It's to say, I'm making these decisions because it actually allows me to nudge myself deeper into my purpose of being, to be accepted as who I am, to be a human person who's just trying to figure out how to live in this world, right? There's all of these different things that are going to be out of your control. But the more that you alchemize, transmute, nurture, and shift the vision for how it is that you're utilizing this energy, that's where you find all the magic. Well, friends, I hope this episode helped you out. And if you're not already subscribed and following, go ahead and subscribe. And just remember, the world is your playground. And until next time, I will catch you soon.